Let's start with personal branding. What it really means, how to use it for your own benefits, and why a lot of people these days are talking about personal branding. Before we start talking about it, I want to play a short game with you. So, this is a person that you're seeing right now in your screen, and try to guess who is this person that you see the blurred photo of. So, this is just level one. Might be very simple to some, but try to guess who this person is. You can pause the video as well. So now let's move on to the level 2. Try to guess who this person is. I'll give you a little bit of time. Also, you can again pause the video and think about it. But it should be pretty quick, Either you know this person or you don't. And then let's see what the level 3 is hiding. Again, do you know who this person is? Can you recognize these 3 people by these blurred images of them? Okay, now I'll go and reveal all the 3 people that we had in this slide. So it's of course Steve Jobs, Simon Sinek, and Angela Merkel. So with this little game, I really wanted to show you that personal branding is something that is really, really important, especially if you have big dreams, big goals, if you want to be recognized as a professional in your industry. It really makes a difference. And even with a blurred photo, you can recognize some of these people just because of the very strong personal brands that they have. And this is exactly what one way we can look at personal branding, in a way that people really recognize you, and not only by the achievements that you have, by the LinkedIn posts, but also by your looks, right? That's one way to look at your personal brand. In simple words, personal branding is divided into 2 parts. One is, where you really look deep into how you look outside physically, how you shake somebody's hand, how you say hello, how you dress, and so forth, right? So it's all to do with how you communicate and look like in the real world. Now, the other part I will tell you in a bit. So let's move on. The very first question that I have to you before I tell you more is, do you have a personal brand? Just by the way you understand your personal brand right now, how you feel about it, do you have it or do you not? Try to think about it and see how you feel. Most of the times when I do these workshops, when my team members do these workshops, we often see like 50 people in the audience, in the auditorium, and out of 50 people there are usually 5 to 10 people who raise their hands when I ask this question. So the truth is that all of us have a personal brand, and it's not a question anymore whether you have it or not. We all do. If you have some kind of presence online, that is already shaping your personal brand. So remember, just a couple of minutes ago, I was telling you more about, the physical part of your personal brand. Now, especially when the COVID hit the world, a lot of people were not able to meet each other, and us included, right? And so a lot of professionals realized how important it is to have a strong presence on LinkedIn, a strong personal brand online. So the virtual personal brand became even more significant than the physical one. So all of our personal brands are divided into 2 parts, the physical one and then the virtual one. The virtual one is including all of your social media accounts. So it's not only your LinkedIn account, it's also your Twitter account, it's also your YouTube channel, it's also your Facebook account, Instagram, and whatnot, right? So all the data, all the information that you have about yourself online, that is shaping your personal brand. Now, the question is, are you taking care of your brand? Are you making sure that all the information about yourself that is out there is the right information, is the information that will create a good impression of you? So, this is what personal branding really means. And these days, also by taking this course, you're already starting to take care of your online image. And why do you need to take care of it? Again, first of all, you're showing your expertise, you're showing your value, right? As a professional. You're also increasing the exposure for your own profile, but also for your employer, for the organization that you're working at, or for somebody, maybe you're building your own business, then you're increasing the exposure for your own company. You're also you're able to achieve your goals, both like personal goals and organizational goals, easier. So let's say you have a personal goal to become a speaker at a specific conference. Now, having a strong personal brand will definitely help you to get there. The same goes with organizational goals. Let's say that one of your organizational goals is to promote your organization's brand, have more followers, or let's say one of the goals is to sell to a new client, to a big prospect. So these goals can also be achieved with the help of LinkedIn and having a strong brand. And again, if you have like an optimized profile, which we will go through today, and you'll, or not today, maybe you're doing this course in like a couple of different batches, but you will go through the profile optimization part in this course. And by just doing that, you will already double the amount of profile views on your profile. And when you're sleeping, your profile is going to be working for you. So these are some of the main reasons why we need to start taking care of our personal brands. And in simple words, your brand is your reputation, right? So whatever you have about yourself online is a part of your reputation, and people really can create a specific image in their minds, in their heads about you just from the information that they find on the internet. And I would say that even more than 85% of times people meet us virtually first. So this means that even before they go for that coffee meeting with you, they actually check out your LinkedIn, they check out what you have been doing in your previous jobs, what is your like education, how many people, how many mutual connections you have, and so forth, right? So a lot of people, even if meeting us in the real world, they still check our social media accounts. And another thing that I want to mention as well when it comes to personal branding. So, first of all, LinkedIn has done this questionnaire where they ask a lot of different questions about thought leadership. And the questionnaire was made for decision makers, so like middle management and senior management people. And two things that really stand out is, first of all, when it comes to earning trust, it's 89% of all the decision makers from the questionnaire that actually say that organizations where thought leadership is present have more trust, like they have more trust in those organizations. And this really shows that if you have people who are working at an organization being active on LinkedIn, on the platform, this really helps like other companies trust the organization much more, because they know that if something goes down, they know whom to talk to, right? Like they know the people behind the brand, and they know that they have nothing to hide, and they're like public people and they're open to chatting and you can reach them, right? So it's very simple. And then the other statistic, or the other finding, was that 49% of all the decision makers actually said that thought leadership, which is having a strong brand and creating content, really can drive sales and can influence B2B decisions. So this also means that if somebody is, let's say, trying to make a decision whether to choose one organization or the other, and they see that one of the organizations has like a lot of people present online, they're communicating, they're sharing what they're building, they're being super transparent, that will definitely influence their buyer decision and will help them to choose the organization that is communicating. Because again, you're trusting that organization much more, right? And that organization is more visible, so it reminds you constantly about the decision that you're thinking about to make. So these are two extra facts, additional information that I wanted to share with you, which I think is, again, showing us the reasons behind having a strong personal brand, that is not only to brag or to show off or something else, right? It's a lot about benefits, and benefits not only for you but also for the organization that you're working at. And another statistic that I wanted to share was, there was a research done by a company in Holland called Connected Circles, and they were looking at the overall company brand versus the C-level top management people who are also communicating. And these are a few examples. So as you can see in this first one, the organization, the big bank in the UK called Santander, had over 1 million followers as a company page. And their chair, Anna, she had 289,000 followers on LinkedIn at the time. And still, on average, every time she would make a post, she would get 2,000% more engagement than a post on the company page. Now, this really showed us that, okay, so there's definitely correlation between, like a person and the organization, and when they communicate, they can bring better results. But also, personal profiles have way bigger impact. Let's take a look at another example. I bet all of you know Volkswagen, right? So Volkswagen, again, at the point of research, as a company page, they had around 861,000 followers. Their chairman, Herbert, he had around 114,000 followers. Now, still, on average, every time he would get around 400% more engagement on his personal posts. And final example that I wanted to share with you comes from IKEA. Again, everybody's beloved and known brand, right? So at a point of research, IKEA had over 1.6 million followers. That's like a lot, right, for a company page. And their CEO, Jesper, he had around 37,000 followers. Now, still, every time he would make a post, on average, he would get around 300% more engagement. So really, this whole research showed us that, hey, like people profiles, they generate more engagement, they're more visible. And in general, if you would scroll through your newsfeed, you would see that actually during the first like 3 to 4, 5 minutes that you're scrolling, you're mostly seeing actually not company content. Even if you're following some companies, 90% of all the content that you see is people content. So your connection liked something, commented somewhere, created a post, reposted, reshared, right? So all of that. After a while of scrolling, you start seeing company content, and like start seeing company content that you follow. But that happens after a while. So LinkedIn is not like proactively promoting company content right away, as much as it is promoting people content and what people are doing on the platform. And if we're looking at LinkedIn as a platform, of course, right now it has over 1 billion users in more than 200 countries. And really, it's the biggest professionals network social media platform that there is. There have been multiple attempts, for like other platforms, for other social media, tools and marketplaces and network platforms. but so far, like, LinkedIn still stays the same, and there's not really any other competition. And as from what we're seeing right now, there's a lot of new users joining from South America, from Africa, Asian countries. So it's great to see that the whole world is like emerging and joining in this one beautiful platform. But I might be biased, so let's see. And one more fact, one more statistic for you that I'm sharing here today is also there was another research where they looked at, for example, the brand versus like leader or the CEO and the amount of comments a post generates. So as you can see, again, people like talking with people, people engage with conversations with other people. So in this case, like all the comments, most of the comments are coming under the personal profiles, under the profiles of the CEOs, the founders, instead of on the company page. So again, try to see like your own channel as a place to also portray what you do, but also what your company does, what your organization does, and to help the organization as well. Right now, I have a short exercise. So try to think about what are one to two or even more keywords you want to associate yourself with. This is very important because we'll need it for the next part of the course. So, as an example, if somebody thinks of LinkedIn, I want them to think of me or one of my colleagues. If somebody thinks of sales, maybe, there's this guy Thomas, whom, people can think of. If somebody thinks of finance, investing, maybe there's Peter or Anna that people can think about, right? So try to think about what are the keywords, the some specific industry terms that you would like to associate yourself with, and then what would you like people to search by on LinkedIn and find your profile by those words. So this is a short exercise. Again, you can pause this for as long as you need, and we'll need this for the second part of the course. And again, when you're thinking about your personal brand, these are some of the things that I want to give you as homework to think about in your spare time. So, first of all, how do you want to be remembered, right? So, again, I just mentioned which themes or topics do you want to be related to, which keywords, right? What is your tone of voice, right? So, is it restrained? Is it brave, emotional, friendly, always happy, generic, let's say, very, focused, determined kind of a tone? So, try to think about this because this is also very important. And then, who is your target audience, right? So, like, which people do you want to reach, and do you have those people in your network already, or do you need to do a little bit of homework and add some new people, some new folks into your network? So this is what I'm leaving you with for this first part, and this is a little homework for you to really think more deeply about your personal brand and how you want to be perceived. Sounds simple? I know it's not, but that's what it comes down to.